Hello everyone, the next eclipse cycle is about to begin and it's a turnaround one. We had the lunar eclipse followed by the solar eclipse. It's a whole different cycle starting from the last 2 years. Wow, this is going to be major. So at the end of March, beginning of April 24, hold on to your seats, get ready for the changes. If you're new to my channel, check it out. It's dedicated to the Vedic system of astrology. Sub below if you're new and let's go. Now, the penumbral lunar eclipse on 25th of March is visible most parts of the world. America, South America, Europe, Africa, the eastern part of Australia, not India, Asia so much. But generally it doesn't matter because I would always say don't view eclipses even if you can. It is not auspicious to do so. Wherever you are, doesn't matter where you are in the world, you'll be affected by the eclipses. But this is just the visibility. It's followed 2 weeks later, the 8th of April, by a solar eclipse. Another great American solar eclipse, just focusing on the Arctic region and North America. Wow, this is quite seminal indeed. But again, I don't advise to view the eclipses. Let's look at the astrology first of all, but let me first of all just elaborate what I said in the introduction. This time we have a lunar eclipse end of March followed by a solar eclipse. Every 2-3 years it changes cycle. Last few years it was solar followed by lunar, which is much easier because solar eclipse is that blackout, that fearful phobic factor. What's going to happen? Lunar eclipse 2 weeks later sorts everything out. But now we're starting with the sorting out and going on to the what do I do next phase. So it gets a little bit difficult. These eclipses happening next 2 years or so, 3 years actually in total, will definitely bring us into some sticky situations. So that's why it's very important to stay calm, take everything in your stride and flow with these karmas happening. Don't forget, eclipses are destined events, but very often when we look back, we are glad they happened. It's that sort of churning effect that needs to happen in our life. The first eclipse, the lunar eclipse happening on the 24th, 25th of March is, well, let's face it, a little bit confusing because Mercury is the dispositor of Ketu and he's with RAHU. He's at the end of his basically debilitated sign, Pisces, very weak and can't wait to get into Aries. But basically, there's something happening here that is a completion. It's a completion time. So many people complete some difficult situation, bring something to an end. There's an unexpected factor and it definitely impacts relationships. It's an uneasy time though, the end of March. I'll be soon uploading this new Mangala transit into Kumbh, Aquarius, where he will conjunct Saturn and Venus as well. There's a lot of obstacles. There's some fear at the back of these decisions, but you must go with them because this situation coming up now is finished, done, kaput. That's it. You've got to deal with it now, whatever it is in your chart. But then 2 weeks later, we come to the 8th of April, near to that time or beginning of April, definitely 1st, 2nd, 3rd onwards, we get to the solar eclipse. A build-up of a blockage happens. You've sorted something, but now something else is definitely coming up, something that seems like a real obstacle. But don't fear about it because even though Shani Mars are in actual combustion state around this time, making many people super frustrated and confused, Jupiter, Mercury, two benefics are on the other side of this eclipse. This is excellent. And Guru is the dispositor of the eclipse. So Mercury's retrograde though, that's the thing. Once again, I've got so many videos to upload for you, predictions. So Mercury's retrograde state here with Guru dispositor of the solar eclipse means that everybody goes up in the air now. All plans go backwards. Everything's like, oh no, what do? I thought it was going to happen this way. Now it isn't. Some blockage occurs. Some fearful factor comes up, but you will deal with this. I will say one thing about this eclipse. It will take 6 months to sort it out. At the latest, this difficult confrontation you are having may be relationship-based because Venus is here. Some people may be to do with foreign land travel, some people because Jupiter conjuncts Mercury, or could be a big problem with your education as well. Some people because Jupiter, Mercury are together in Aries sign. All the dispositors going, and of course Mars is with Saturn, blockage of it all. But guess what? In 6 months you'll be glad the whole difficulty happened, because by the end of the year, October, this problem sorts. Of course, it's the great American eclipse again. On the world stage, we can say, just like the last one, there's a topsy-turvy factor happening in government there. There's some big switches, changes happening that will be definitely sorted in the autumn. Yes, I know the autumn is the election, but it's starting now. It's now that the big, unexpected events perhaps, but big confrontations begin, and it's not going to be what people expected. Now, the sign readings, I'm using the Vedic horoscope only, sidereal position of your ascendant and your moon. If you're not sure about ascending sign, moon sign, Vedic system, check the website Devaguru at the bottom of my description box and bring up your birth data with those important markers. Let's go. Aries moon ascendant. The lunar and solar eclipse end of March, April is a turning point for you because it turns you inward, makes you contemplate future direction, both of these eclipses. At the lunar eclipse 24th, 25th of March, near to this date, health issues coming up again, annoying things you've been ignoring, pushing under the carpet, work, colleague, stresses, DIY jobs, anything which you are fixing in your home comes under stress. Sort it now. Get it finally finished. Pets, small animals, end of March, near to this time, may be having difficulties, stresses, health issues. Once again, you deal with them fast, as you will always do, but it's a stressful time for you. At the solar eclipse, 8th of April, near to this date, sudden events, sudden changes happen, expenses come out of the woodwork, credit cards need to be sorted, travel delays, feelings of anxiety about your future become very strong. You need to have some inner peace now because you're feeling extremely stressed here because Venus, 7th Lord, is involved. People are saying something different, doing something different, and you feel cornered, particularly spouse, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, stressful interactions. You need to have honest conversation with them during this solar eclipse, definitely. They could be having problems. Foreign travel, as I say, difficult now. Best thing to do, don't become super phobic, anxious here. You will go within now. You will spend time alone thinking about what really matters to you. Who supports you? Who do you need? What supports you? What do you need? What makes it also difficult is that your Lord Mangala is with Saturn now in your 11th house. In a way, it's not an unfavorable factor, but it gives you brick walls, frustration. Plans are not working out as expected during this time. Maybe they were not meant to be. As I say, time alone, contemplation, peace and quiet saves you so much stress and protects your health. So listen to your gut feelings, not to anybody else during these 2 eclipses. And definitely keep a dream diary. Solar eclipse, 12th house, subconscious mind is super active, showing you the way forward. For Taurus moon and ascendant, you will certainly find that the lunar eclipse enlightens you about long-standing factors, about jobs, career, motivation even, because you finally understand what you can do and what you cannot do. You make a final decision about job change, and something about colleagues' workplace situation becomes very, very crystal clear. Even though it's perhaps not how you would like things to be, you can leave it behind and move on. You get information about friends, network circles who are struggling, having difficulties. You can support them here now. Children also may be having stresses now at this lunar eclipse if you should have them. Finally, if you have romance ongoing, new relationship, attractions are very strong at this lunar eclipse, but check and get to know people slowly here. But here's the other thing, ongoing relationships may change. Conversations happen, truth comes out, listen carefully to what other people have to say, then make your decision, especially at the lunar eclipse. Especially money coming to you, gains coming to you now, sudden information comes, it's not as much as you expected to. New job, the income is not what you expected, something is different. Compromise is needed in all monetary gains now, but do not fear, Jupiter's coming to your sign soon. You will make up for these losses. So, lunar eclipse, come to some conclusion about financial affairs, friendship affairs, and work colleague situations. Let it all go. That's the way forward. And then the solar eclipse comes on the 8th of April. There's a curveball happening about future plans. You're running into a little bit of frustration now. Don't be. This is a good solar eclipse because you will see clear direction forward. Another factor, of course, because lunar eclipse is actually happening in your 5th house, solar 11th, is that students have to shift courses, have to change something. You're taking on too much going on, too much confusion. You've got to cut the things that are just not possible for you. Students, streamline study now. Let it go. Solar eclipse will show you the way. Kids may be having problems, and generally speaking, you're feeling that so many people need you, you've got little time for yourself. Because your Lord Venus is eclipsed, you have to let something go that you were hoping to hold on to. This can be education course, this can be friendship-wise. Maybe some friendship is just never going to be as it used to be, that sort of thing. But don't forget, RAHU is a good transit for you, 11th house. New opportunities come where you have to let things go. New friends come, new connections come. It's all increase for you. Do not fear. Just step outside of the normal social network for yourself. New directions coming. Be impacted. Gemini, Moon and Ascendants, all happening in your 4th house, 24th, 25th of March. Domestic trouble, stress, tension, arguments, domestic upheaval, maybe some plan scheme just has to come to an end now. Let it go. What is not working is never going to work. Say goodbye to it. If you're moving home, selling a home, property deals, there's a few last minute hitches, unexpected factors, but you move ahead with it now because this lunar eclipse is about sorting things out, not leaving them hanging anymore. The solar eclipse falls in your 10th house. At the beginning of April, there's some big shift work-wise, career-wise. You didn't expect this. Maybe it's around superiors. Maybe it's around job change possibility. Maybe it's around what you really want to do. But something happens like a curveball, makes you think about career plans very seriously at the beginning of April. But stay calm because RAHU is in your 10th house for some time and he's promoting you. He's bringing you into exciting opportunities. Maybe this is just the actual push which you need to try something new. That can happen sometimes. Another factor, this eclipse is definitely unraveling slowly right up until October 24. Give it time. Don't think it's the end of something or the beginning of something. It just gives you pause for thought. Take your time. Don't make rash career decisions at the beginning of April, definitely. For Cancer, Moon and Ascendant, your Lord is the Moon. When the lunar eclipse happens, you get hyper. You get really upset emotionally. Something gets to you every time. During the whole eclipse cycle, travel, whether short distance, long distance, anywhere is going to have delays, hiccups, weird stuff happening. Take care of your luggage, take care of your mind. Don't let yourself become stressed and really disturbed by these changes. Just flow with them and get yourself prepared for these. Don't get emotional when things change. Just let them change and go with the flow. Watch your speech, end of March. Important conversation happens with your siblings, with your cousins sometimes, family members, definitely neighbors. Something is revealed to you, something that you didn't know before. Once again, this is an end of a whole cycle. So be truthful, be emotional, express your feelings definitely, and then other people will as well. And hopefully you can resolve conflicts this time. Sometimes may even involve father, teachers, mentors, because this lunar eclipse climbs into the solar eclipse 8th of April, starting a whole new forward cycle in your life. Lunar eclipse 9th house, some goal you've had, some project, particularly students, definitely has to end now. It's not going to work the way you would like it to. Maybe education course isn't going to work for you anymore. Maybe you need to switch, but take advice. Why? Because this solar eclipse takes a long time to unravel, right up until October 24. So even if education factors have some big churning event, you can ride it through and see what the whole scene is like in the autumn. It will look better, much more promising by then, for sure. Don't make rash decisions, anybody. Business people, business, foreign lands can actually get disturbed during this time. Don't make rash cut-off decisions now. You are tempted to them, don't do it, because you don't have the full picture. Full picture of these changes taking place beginning of April won't happen until October 24. So your vision of your future, particularly connected to education, as I say, business factors, foreign lands, and anything to do with philosophy, religion, truth in life, seems to be getting upset now, making you feel vulnerable. This eclipse makes you feel very vulnerable. By the way, this will impact father, so could be some difficulty there. But generally, whatever comes up, solar eclipse, it isn't final. It's going to work its way out, getting easier the nearer that you get to October 24. Leo, moon and ascendant. You're feeling a bit insecure. Leos don't feel insecure very often, but if you listen to what's happening inside, you'll feel some shaky feeling now. Do not fear. You're going to get out of this eclipse quickly, but watch out for these difficult emotions around lunar eclipse and solar eclipse coming up soon. See, 2nd and 8th house, where this happens, lunar, solar, indicate things outside of your control. Lunar eclipse, family affairs, confrontations, words are spoken, emotions are high, and you're feeling highly agitated at this time. Watch your speech. Lunar eclipse, 2nd house, you can say something you regret. Keep your cool. You're trying to settle financial affairs, business affairs, some of you, sometimes family business occasionally, but your accounts, your savings, everything that makes you feel safe and secure seems a little bit under threat by unexpected factors. But lunar eclipse is a time to wipe out what is not working. So pay the debt, sort out financial infrastructure in your life. Let go what is not working for you. At the end of March as well, clear out the clutter in your life. Get rid of unworkable factors, including diet. Your diet may not be working now. This eclipse says pay attention to what you are eating. There could be sudden foods coming into your orbit which are actually harmful for you. Watch everything which you eat and watch everything that you speak at this end of March lunar eclipse. But the solar eclipse is a curveball for you, 8th of April, in your 8th house. Unexpected events. Watch for accidents occasionally that can happen, but mostly it's, are you paying attention to your well-being? Are you listening to doctor's advice? Maybe you're not. Are you listening to your financial advisors, business partners? Maybe you're not. Are you listening to your spouse's advice? Again, maybe not. Leos are in a bit of a bubble, I would say, during this RAHU K2 transit. Check the video on my channel, RAHU Transit Pisces, to learn more about it, because solar eclipse really sets this off. I'll actually post that below for you as well. So Rahu Pisces is bringing up insecurity, sudden changes. Go with them and do not resist them. So financially, it's not the time to put a big stock market risk factor into your life. Don't take gambling risks. Don't make big business changes unless they are forced upon you, which may happen at the beginning of April. There can be business upsets, problem with your spouse about finances, difficult problems with your long-term investments, or sudden emotional confrontations make you feel a bit shaky now. Stay centered, Leo. Whatever comes up or depends on your personal chart at this solar eclipse, don't let this insecurity bug you. Change course if you need to, but stay steady inside. Between April and October, these events will slowly unravel for you, and you will find that you are being pointed into a whole new life direction by these factors. So you're still on course, but don't make sudden financial, family, or business moves during this time. The lunar eclipse 25th of March sparks off Virgo, moon and ascendant in a major way. This is huge. Now you realize you've got to make a decision you've been putting off for so long. Hard to make decisions when your Lord Mercury, those retrograde at this time. Check the first portion of this video where I've explained more detail of this lunar eclipse. It all applies to Virgo. But you have to make a decision. You have to come out and say what you want to do. Now, some of you make a decision and then have second thoughts about it. That's okay, because solar eclipse is going to take everything out of your hands. So in a way, solar eclipse just makes things happen that you are really not ready to take control of. You've got to go with this flow. It will sort out fine in the end. On the 8th of April, all the planets line up in the 7th house to your moon ascendant. So in your relationship situations, people say things, people decide things for you. Business partners make changes. Everybody is just coming out with something different than you have expected them to. So relationships, business, and health situations, consultants perhaps tell you something different. Don't be fearful. You're going to get a bit frantic, a bit fearful now. But you know what, Virgo? It's going to take you into a positive phase soon. Because solar eclipse, 8th of April, takes 6 months to slowly unravel. You will get to grips with this health issue. You will sort it marvelously. You will sort everything about relationship situations. Start yourself on a whole new journey. Okay, business may have to start again from scratch, some of you, but you can do it. What's the key helping you? Guru Jupiter, 7th Lord, dispositor of this whole eclipse, is going into Taurus in May 2024. This gives you courage, helps you feel motivated, and brings you good luck, basically, because Guru goes into the 9th house of your chart. So it's a difficult phase. You're being unnerved. Don't be. You're going to be fine. Both Libra moon and ascendant, the lunar eclipse in your 12th house. Well, sometimes Librans do too much. They're very social people, here, there, everywhere, compromising, trying to please everybody. But then this lunar eclipse throws you back on yourself at the end of March. There can be health issues, there can be expenses, there can be concerns that you've just not been paying attention to suddenly become obvious to you. It's like hold on a minute, this isn't going according to plan. You feel stressed, put upon, emotionally distraught, probably a little bit sick, maybe not 100% yourself. You're feeling extremely vulnerable during this lunar eclipse at the end of March 24. It's probably because you have to make a decision. You see, decisions are what Librans find so hard to do, and it's a big emotional drain. Make the decision. It doesn't really matter. Toss a coin. The thing is, you're going to have to say yes or no to something, and that's what's making you all so stressed at this lunar eclipse. Do it. It's going to be fine. Because when the solar eclipse comes in your 6th house at the beginning of April, first few days of April, you begin to feel all of this build up. Something surprising happens. It starts a whole new cycle. There could be health issues once again, but there could be colleague problems, problems with the home, problems with anything about fixing things, clearing out clutter. Suddenly, solar eclipse makes you realize that you're in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing in some area of your life. So why on earth am I saying all this stress and difficulty is good for you, Libra? Because Rahu is well placed to your sign. Rahu, cause of this solar eclipse, all the eclipses happening, is actually in Pisces. Check the video below this video, Rahu transit Pisces. So up until 2025, Rahu is bringing up competitors, health issues, difficulties, confrontation, stress and challenges. Even pets can be definitely having issues at this time. But all of these challenges, all of these difficulties are karmic, and you win out. So do not fear whatever stresses come up. They benefit you long term. Scorpio moon and ascendant, Rahu continues transiting in your 5th house, upsetting things for you, connection with your plans about learning, education, and definitely factors related to children, some of you. Generally though, this lunar eclipse hits you first of all with concerns about friendships and network circles. It isn't just friends though, it's your colleagues, network circles, work-wise, and your earning capacity. Sudden change, sudden decision is needed. Do you want the job? Do you want to have promotion? Do you want to make these work changes you've been thinking about so long? At the end of March, it's decision time. Many Scorpio moon and ascendant friends may be having emotional difficulties. They need you. So it's a bit of like an emergency situation with your friendship network circles. Maybe some friends, network circles, you need to leave them behind now. Make a decision about them. Start a whole new journey. All of this comes to the fore at the end of March, but it's not something new. You've known about this for some time. But the solar eclipse occurs because of Rahu transiting Pisces. If you're not sure about this, it's a long-term transit. Check the video below this video. Rahu Pisces up until 2025. This is churning up your risk-taking behavior, and this solar eclipse is definitely going to do that. It's the worst time to take gambling, speculation, stock market, anything risky business. Don't jump into the deep end until this solar eclipse dissipates. That's going to take a few months. You feel like changing love affairs, sudden attractions come up. You're not sure about girlfriend, boyfriend, stuff like this. That's okay, but be open. Solar eclipse affects Scorpios, making you more secretive than you normally are, and that's saying something. If you are a student, it's really big because this solar eclipse makes you think about the course, think about education. Are you understanding any of this? Maybe you're not. Solar eclipse shows you are not on top of your learning. Something has to give. What tends to happen though is that it just comes from the outside. You're not in control of these educational course changes, and you hate that. Stay calm. Don't become reactive. Don't just pack up all the books and just say goodbye to the course. Sit it through. Why am I saying that, Scorpio? Because this solar eclipse takes 6 months to unravel. By the autumn, by October, lunar eclipse, you will be on the right educational course. It will slowly change whole perspective for you. Sit tight. If you've got children wanting to start family as well, solar eclipse, 5th house can change plans, or there can be difficulties with your kids. They can have sudden problems, accidents, health problems occasionally, but generally don't be too tough on them, because this solar eclipse problem will unravel by the autumn. It's a thing of the past. Do not fear. Sagittarius moon and ascendant. These lunar and solar eclipses in your 4th, 10th house are changing your whole life direction. Home life, career, purpose in life is being churned up major time. And this affects your home life right away with the lunar eclipse at the end of March. Finish those odd jobs, declutter, sort it out, make a decision about home move. You can't put it off anymore. Lunar eclipse says now is the time, make the decision, don't look back. And that's what you've definitely got to do. But it's emotional. It churns up many feelings of emotion, but still you need to leave the past behind. And Mercury, your 7th lord, is in a difficult position. Other people are not helping you as much as you would like. You're becoming irritated. Check the beginning of the video where I talk about this lunar eclipse more detail. So you're going to have to do it for yourself, Sagittarius. Make the decision. You can definitely do this and just move on. But then the solar eclipse is really churning for you. It's in the 10th house, your direction, your career, job, status, who you are. Something is shifting big time. RAHU is in your 10th house until 2025. It's churning your whole career, bringing you into a whole new sphere. You are leaving past behind. You will be doing something different by 25, definitely. In some way, things will change. Check out the video on my channel, RAHU Transit Pisces. Link is below, because this is what is behind this solar eclipse energy. So the beginning of April, superiors, maybe boss, curveball comes. Changes in your career direction, changes in your hopes about new jobs, promotion. It just eclipses. And you are left thinking, now what do I do? What you do is you stand still. You just let it unravel, because solar eclipse is a mystery. Things are not what they seem. Don't believe what you are thinking about career, what people are telling you in the workplace. It's not exactly like that. New elements come up. This solar eclipse will slowly unravel right up until October 24. If you have to leave the job, if you have to make changes, if your ambitions are just not working because of these unexpected events, go with it. You will not be at a loss. But if you've got a choice, stick on there, because by the autumn, you will see new opportunities come out from this. What seems to be a complete wipeout, Sagittarius, is going to be anything but it. Or Capricorn, moon and ascendant, your 3rd and your 9th house is being activated. Important conversations, emotional conversations are going to happen. It's going to be the time to be totally honest with other people. Then you can move on in your life. Lunar eclipse is activating your 9th house. You'll make a final decision about education course students. Now you have all the information. There's no good looking back. Make the decision and move on. Issues with your father, perhaps teachers, mentors, even deep philosophical factors you've been thinking about. What are your deep beliefs in life? All change. You make a final decision about what you really want here. Lunar eclipse is nothing new. These emotional concerns have been going on for some time. Sort them. Don't hesitate to make necessary changes now. You'll be happy that you did. Business people, foreign lands, far distant shores, cut off things that are definitely never going to work. Lunar eclipse says now is the time to do it. But the solar eclipse in Pisces throws you off a little bit, because this is a time when siblings may be having unexpected problems, neighbors, colleagues even, work colleagues, new competitors come out of the woodwork. What are you going to do now? What you're going to do is not become emotional. At the beginning of April, you see challenges everywhere. Just a challenge to your forward movement in any direction, because third house shows challenges. Moving around, traveling, short distance, long distance, it's all delays and disruptions and changes of plans. Be prepared for it. Avoid emotional confrontations, definitely, but avoid signing things, committing to things. Solar eclipse at the beginning of April. Why? Things are not what they seem. It's all Rahu, smoke and illusion. What people say is not even what they mean. Be careful. Don't get into really difficult emotional storms and then you can't untangle yourself. Stay very calm, centered at this solar eclipse at the beginning of April, Capricorn, moon and ascendant. Why? Because what you commit yourself to now is not what it seems, as I say. So definitely keep energies close to hand here. Why? Solar eclipse will unravel. What seems final here is not final. What seems unclear will become revealed over the next 6 months. By October 24, the next lunar eclipse, all of these difficulties, uncertainties will be absolutely ended. Remember one thing at these eclipses, Rahu is good for you in your third house. Check the video on my channel, Rahu Transit Pisces. I will put the link below. Goes up until 25. You're going to win any confrontation, any battle. All the competitors, you will just wipe them out. But you have to be careful at the eclipse times. Don't make precipitous action. You're in the winning seat. Do not fear. Aquarius, moon and ascendant, watch what you're saying at the lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. It's your second, 8th house. Know when to speak and know when to be silent gets you through these churning events, most definitely. Business people, investments, wills, legacies, inheritance, financial risks, they're all coming up around the 24th, 25th of March. You're feeling uncertain, feeling a bit insecure about these. Don't be. Make final decision about investments, even stock market dealing. Just don't take too many risks, but accept what is available to you. You will make good decisions now because these are not new issues. They've been around for some time. So sort them now with the quickness and the clarity that Aquarius can always do. Be forthright, be honest as you normally are, and don't hide anything from anyone. Lunar eclipse will sort out difficult factors if you allow it to. But the beginning of April is a different ball game. This solar eclipse now is in your second house. You're leaving the past behind. The whole point of Rahu's transit in your second house, Aquarius, particularly from ascendant, is to leave the past behind. If you're not sure about this Rahu transit, check the video on my channel, of course. Rahu transit into Pisces. I will put the link below this video for you because you are decluttering your life right up until 2025. So, solar eclipses will churn it up. What have you got to let go of? Family concerns. Things have to change. You have to change with them. Financial affairs that are not working, once again, you're going to have to let them go. Diet as well, food intake, all of this comes under a microscope at this solar eclipse. Watch what you eat. You could eat something not good for you. Changing diet now, do it slowly. Don't make sudden dramatic changes because they take a while, 6 months after this eclipse, to have a good effect for you. And for goodness sake, watch your speech around the beginning of April. You're going to wipe out something with your speech unexpectedly. You didn't mean to say it, but you did. Now you can't take it back. Don't forget, Sun is your 7th lord. Every solar eclipse for Aquarius throughout your life impacts relationships a little bit. So definitely this one, family affairs, relationship, watch your speech with your spouse, with your business partner, even with your work colleagues, because moon, sun are conjunct. Just stay calm and don't rise to any provocation. Pisces, moon and ascendant, this is churning up your very self because the lunar eclipse in Virgo, 7th house, solar eclipse, 1st house from the moon or ascendant, churns up your whole direction in life. But don't forget, Rahu is the new. Leave the past behind. So, lunar eclipse, 24th, 25th of March. Deal with the people you've been wanting to communicate with. Consultants, doctors. definitely get those health issues sorted at the end of March. Talk to your partner, be open, have clarity. Feelings are running high with your spouse at the end of March, but conversation will wipe out all misunderstandings, have no doubt. Emotional confrontations, sudden words are spoken with your business partners, associates. If you should be in any self-employment, don't become emotional. Go with the information you receive. It's not new. Let's face it. This lunar eclipse brings something to an end that you knew was going to have to change anyway. That's okay. Make the decision. Move on. Solar eclipse, though, is a big one at the beginning of April. It's in your sign, maybe near to your moon as well. It's a churning of emotion. It's leaving some security behind in your life to start something afresh, many of you. This has to happen. It's been on the cards for some time, but you've just not been attending to it. Now you get this real feeling that new vistas, they are definitely opening up before you. Trouble is, solar eclipse is a darkening effect, so you feel the need to leave the past, move on, start something fresh, but the information which you get at the beginning of April is not helping. It's really unclear. People are being cloudy, a bit of subterfuge maybe. Things are not clear. Solar eclipse makes you fearful of these changes. Do not be. Remember, Rahu, the North Node, is transiting Pisces. Check the video on my channel, Rahu transit Pisces, up until 25. This is a new 18-year cycle. 18 years are beginning now. From these changes which these eclipses bring up, you go into a whole new phase of your life. Check that video. I will put the link below for you. And Venus gets involved, solar eclipse, new information about siblings, neighbours, happenings comes up as well. Once again, it will work in your favour. 6 months from now, you will see that clearly. So don't be afraid. New business decisions, wiping out the past. Even relationships change dramatically, but all of it is destined to put you on the right path. Do not fear. New to my channel, sub below, check out Rahu's Pisces transit affecting everybody during these solar lunar eclipses. Goodbye for now and God bless you all.